Right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Logged and Loaded, episode number the next one, everyone's favourite strongman podcast.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, leave a like and a comment, because nobody ever makes it to the end of the fucking video.
No, they don't.
Today we're going to discuss some things, some of the things being the OSG World's online qualifier events have been released.
Yes.
So that gives us a little bit of an insight into what the events will be at the competition.
Indeed. We'll be discussing Thor's 5:15 attempt again.
Yeah, 3 weeks' time he's going to go for it again with the enhanced games, or at least he's tagged them in the post. I don't know if it's going to be at an event. I'm not fucking
Possibly,
clue.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
But maybe they just thought, let's enhance another games.
Maybe. Well, I can't see why, because their share prices went into the fucking bin after the first one.
Standard. And then
It was a
paid
flop.
Mitch Hooper to say it was the best thing in the world.
He did that post, man, being like, if you think enhanced games was a flop, in that accent that isn't his, then you're fucking retarded or something. I'm sure that's the word he used.
He pretty much used those words, yeah.
And it's just wrong.
Yeah.
How can he say it's not a flop? He's only enjoyed it because he went there and had a good fucking time.
He's been paid well to turn up and just do nothing, really.
Pretty much.
Fail a big deadlift. You got paid to fail a big deadlift that he was never going to hit.
Well,
anyway.
congratulations to you, Mitch Hooper. I wish I got fucking paid to fail a big deadlift.
Same.
I'd fail 515 for like 20 quid. No problem.
£5. Put it on the bar.
Yeah.
I'll attempt it.
Yeah. Done. Right, so we got them, and we've got a fucking Q&A, haven't we?
We do, yes.
And, yeah.
A few little other tidbits. We'll see what time
Tidbits?
Yeah, tidbits.
Ooh, I like some tidbits.
Oh, don't we all? We'll see what time we get on there and maybe do them next week.
Yeah, I like some tidbits. Right, so the events for the OSG World's Online Qualifier, if you haven't qualified already through your own national competition or from Worlds last year or whatever.
Just going to a random qualifying event, yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, they've sent out fuckloads of invites this year.
Nice.
So if you haven't got an invite already, that's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
I don't have an invite already.
No, you've never done an official strongman comp, though.
No, this is true.
Yeah. So the events will be max axle clean and press, so max axle floor to overhead, axle deadlift 3-rep max, and a sandbag load for reps. Usually the events in the qualifier line up with the events in the competition, so there's probably going to be an axle of some description, but it could also be an overhead medley. Unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be an axle deadlift, a really fucking heavy one, and some kind of sandbag loading, which is fine. There's always kind of a sandbag loading.
Yeah, sandbag loading, it's kind of your staple in a comp these days. And if you find a comp that doesn't have some sort of sandbag loading, you've kind of found a bit of a one-off.
Yeah, I mean, the sandbag loading did me some favours in the last one, because nobody seems to be capable of finishing a steeplechase, so I ended up coming like 5th or 6th on that event and qualified for the finals.
Benefits you greatly.
It does. So yeah, I wonder if we're going to see people being absolute fucking scumbags on this one as well.
I think after the way that we saw representatives of OSG respond to people being scumbags and people kicking off about people being scumbags, you'd hope that they were going to be really, really strict. I think they did say that they were going to be implementing some of the things that were suggested by certain people in the community, such as a flagging system. So if you think that like someone's uploaded something that's dodgy, you can flag it for review early and make sure that they don't get those numbers in. But even then, you're still going to get the shithousery of people like 10 minutes before the deadline in the under 90s, for an example, drop to the under 80s just to get a score in that will qualify them. And people from the Opens doing it the 105s to 90s, and yeah.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah,
that needs to stop.
Yeah, I think I saw one of them was Tom Butts had dropped like from 6th or something to 11th because people have just dropped a category just to make sure that they qualify and stuff, and like, it's a bit shit.
Just qualify in your own fucking class, would you? You've chose that class for a reason, because that's the class you compete in.
If you're that desperate to qualify, fly halfway across the world and do a random qualifier that's got barely anyone else.
Yeah, you could do that. You could go to Tenkamusu in Japan.
That? Oh.
Yeah.
I would actually quite like to do that. That would be cool as fuck.
DJ Doggett did it.
Yeah.
It looked good, like.
It's in
a stadium.
I was going to say that I saw that and it genuinely did look class.
Yeah. They have more than 15 people in the crowd as well.
Would you fly to Japan to do a strongman competition?
Fuck yeah. If I was getting paid for it.
Would you fly to Japan if just expenses were paid?
Fuck yeah.
So if they were to pay for your flights there, that's it?
Not my hotel.
Not your hotel?
Oh, well, that's only half expenses.
Okay, half expenses.
Right. I would
if they paid for your flights to go, would you want to do it?
You know what? Yes, because I do fancy going to Japan.
Because if someone said to me, I'm going to pay for you to go to Japan and compete, I'd say, right, can I book the flights and just get the money back off you? Because I would book them to have more time either side as well.
Yeah.
Because I'd want to go explore Japan.
Yeah, you want to go to the Pokemon Center?
Yeah, I do.
Everyone wants to go to the Pokemon Center.
I also want to see if I fit through doors.
Because
I'm not the tallest person in the world, but Japanese doors are quite small.
You're taller than me.
Yeah.
Just
by
like
a little bit,
centimetre.
Maybe more than a centimetre. Maybe more than a centimetre.
So
maybe
yeah,
4 or 5 centimetres minimum.
They've taken away the timed reps, the timed events for this.
Yeah.
Because people keep cheating in that as well.
Putting 1.1 speed and
yeah,
putting down different times and,
So hopefully we'll see, the actual strongest people qualify and not just the people who are
the scummiest
of bag. Yeah, we don't want that. So that's that. Right. So Thor is going to attempt 515 kilos in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to pull it?
No.
Yeah, same.
He posted a video of him doing 410
as a warm up for his
top set of 445 for 2.
445.
But the 410 didn't look great. And I know sometimes warm ups don't look great.
Yeah,
sometimes
but then again, you've got to remember, what was the event he did in Germany where he initially pulled the 505? Eisenhower. I never remember. For some reason, I want to say Eisenhower, and I know that's not right.
It's close.
The one where he's prepped for Eisenhower, one was like, nah, that does not convincing. And then when he got there, as much as his lift wasn't fully convincing, it still moved quite well.
I think his training looked quite good for that one.
I was seeing other things.
Other Mitch Hooper's deadlifts, by any chance?
Maybe.
Well, I think he looks good. I think he looked good for it then. I don't think he looks so good for it now. But then you never know.
I just feel like at the minute he's just beaten the dead horse on it. Like the hype was there for 505, and then obviously the hype was there for 510. And then there was a little bit of hype for 515, but like it's not the same level hype because it's so close to since like when he's pulled 510. Like there hasn't been enough time for people to like build that kind of hype, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I think because it was so sudden, it's just kind of appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Whereas we knew after Eisenhower he was doing the Giants Live Deadlift Championships, so we knew that in 7 weeks' time we would have another record attempt.
Yeah, it just seems that any opportunity that arises, like doesn't matter if it's big stage or not, he's just going to attempt it and keep attempting it.
Perhaps
it's just the way it seems at the minute.
I think there's just no hype because he wasn't really that close to pulling it.
Yeah,
the enhanced games, and I know there was reasons for that because he was slipping on the platform and stuff like that. But
his dog's out.
I think most people are of the impression that at this moment he can't pull it.
Yes.
The initial hype for it came from the fact that at Giants Live he pulled 510 like it was fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, well shit, this motherfucker can pull 525, 530.
Yeah. I'm sure we said that.
We did. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I would love for him to prove us wrong. I really would, because it would be fucking sick. It's always sick watching him pull a deadlift world record.
As I've said many times on this pod, happily be proven wrong. Happily eat my words when it's people doing cool shit.
Would you eat a dick?
I wouldn't eat a dick, no.
Okay.
Why? Is your dick not been eaten recently?
Well, that's kind of not the point I was getting at. I was just curious. You would eat words, but you wouldn't eat
would eat words, but I wouldn't eat a dick.
Okay, well, that's noted then.
Maybe spotted dick.
Oh, yeah.
Cake.
Yeah, I've never had that.
Neither.
So how do you know you would eat?
I would give it a try.
Fair.
It's edible food.
Fair. Already. Not much has happened, to be honest, has it?
We have went out to the strongman community and asked for some questions.
Yes, we have.
Asked for some kind of controversial topics to kind of speak about. So we've had a few questions come in. We've had a few kind of suggestions on what to talk about. So we might do a couple of questions and then do a couple of topics.
That sounds good to me.
So from Alex_G_H.K. Yeah, very long. What event would you pick for an online qualifier which would make cheating as hard as possible?
I'd pick max axle clean and press, axle deadlift 3 rep max, and sandbag load for reps.
Yeah, I mean...
No, I'd probably... To be honest, OSG did a max overhead 3... Well, you know what? It would have to be not repped if it was a deadlift. So I'm gonna say 3 rep max floor to overhead of any description.
Okay.
Barbell, axle, log, dumbbell if you want to. Max deadlift.
Be mad if you plays really well with a 3 rep max dumbbell.
Some people would. Max deadlift, because the repping on deadlift, people fucking bounce it and then it becomes kind of subjective.
Yeah.
So we need to get rid of that. So just straight up max deadlift, and then probably just like a sandbag to shoulder or a stone to shoulder for max again. Or I would say you could say 2 rep max, but then people will start like throwing them over the back or getting it to here where it's not really on the shoulder properly.
Yeah.
The only thing with sandbag load for reps is that you've got to then measure the height of the yoke. You've got to, or whatever you're loading it over, and then weigh the bag. And measuring the height of the yoke is just one extra thing. Whereas if you're just doing it to shoulder, then there's nothing.
You've got to try and make it as straightforward as possible, so there's less factors, less variables that you can do and you can manipulate to try and make it as easy for you as possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I think that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Yeah, we do need some more comfortable chairs.
That's fucking awful.
Yeah, we definitely need some more comfortable chairs.
I've got cushions downstairs as well.
Even
what would you choose?
I think I'd probably have to go with the same with you, to be fair. Like a 1 rep max deadlift, so you don't limit the bouncing. 2 or 3 rep max overhead, any implement you want. I think you'd have to state, like if you're doing axle, not to put it on wagon wheels or something, like just standard.
Well, yeah, just taking from the floor or from pads.
Yeah, obviously don't put them on big wheels and stuff, because that changes the lift a little bit. And then, like a sandbag to shoulder or stone to shoulder, something like that.
Because there's really not a lot of things that you can have on this. Like people say the online qualifiers, like I'm a better strongman, but this person is statically stronger. They're going to qualify and do shit at the comp.
Yeah,
I get that, but there's only so many things you can put in an online qualifier to make it reasonably fair for everyone.
Yeah, because you've got to think about facilities, what people have access to, and like some of the bits of kit that you will be using at OSG can be really, really niche.
And you can win a comp by winning the press, the deadlift, and the shoulder, and also coming last in the other 2 events. Did you know that?
Can you?
Yes, because I did that at Brits.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I came last in one of the events and second last in the other.
Yeah.
Diabolical, really. Yeah. All right, next question.
Which one of you has the larger weapon of mass destruction? Asking for my good pal Nick Green from Dylan B, personal trainer. Depends on what you mean by weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
So I've got a weapon of mass destruction.
That was good.
Good, wasn't it?
That was good. Was it your tongue?
Find out later on.
Well, Ellen is away at the minute. Pause for rimming.
It depends on what you mean by weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, well, it's probably cock.
Possibly.
We don't know. I tell you what, the only way to find out is for you to send a picture of your erect penis to someone that I've been with.
Okay.
Because I can't send it to Gina because you're still with her.
No, that's true.
And you can't send it to Ellen because I'm still with her. So it would have to be somebody else. And obviously, you've been with Gina for forever, so you've never been elsewhere. Okay. We'll arrange that.
We'll arrange that.
And we'll get back to you, Nick Green.
We'll see who we can traumatize.
If we just both give you a good rodding at the same time, Nick Green, then it'll be fine.
Spit roast rodding.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what Nick wants, because he's doing weir instead of Natty Worlds.
Which is really gay. That's super gay, Nick.
Next one. The Burly Strongman. Do you think it's time for OSG format to change? Instead of everyone doing 2 events a day.
Instead of everyone doing 2 events
a day.
What?
An OSG Worlds, isn't it? 2 events, and then you have the finals.
Right, okay, yeah.
So I think he's meaning, like, instead of having, because at the finals it's 2 events,
yeah,
and then
the finals.
3 events. So change it up from having just those events.
I mean, what would you be suggesting? Because you could have everybody, let's say, half of the field do all 4 events on day 1, half of the field do all 4 events on day 2, and then everyone do the finals on day 3. Problem is that kind of almost screws over the people who are on day 2.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, really. Like, you could extend the comp to 4 days, but then they're paying for
more time over there.
More time, yeah.
You could do it the way that Natty Strongman do it and kind of give time slots for athletes. So, like, day 1,
they do that.
Yeah, but, like, obviously Natty Strongman have time slots, and on day 2, everyone does the same thing. They do 4 events in one of the time slots rather than 2.
But, yeah, to be fair, that's not actually a bad shout, because Natural Strongman goes through about the same number of athletes as OSG do in
I think it was
one day.
300 and odd athletes last year on day 2. So just split the classes up.
What I think we need to do is we need to do away with half of the people in every class, because there's just too many fucking people, man. You've got a lot of people
qualify through the online qualifiers and stuff.
Yes, we'll cut the online qualifier in half as well.
Yeah,
let 5 people in, but there's just so many people. There needs to not be all these American qualifiers.
Yeah,
because you can qualify from turning up, in like every class, which is just a no.
Yeah.
If there's 3 people in your class and you come third, you're not going to.
It should be respective of how many people are in the class.
Yeah,
like the way that 90 Strongman have done their online qualifiers. If
Mhm.
you've got 1 to 3 people do the online qualifier, 1 person qualifies. 4 to 6, 2, 7 to 9, 3, and so on and so forth. I think up to 5. I think 5 is the max qualifying, but I don't think they've had anybody like classes bigger than that for qualification stuff.
Yeah, these regionals, man, in America, they need to just stop. Like, you should have America's Strongest Man, that's your qualifier, and just the same as we have England's Strongest Man, where we can qualify, or Britain's Strongest Man, whatever. And it just needs to be a little bit more clear. I don't think all these regional area comps are necessary. You do end up getting,
because then you end up with like the North-Southwest regional and stuff like that.
We don't
what
need that.
What even is the North-Southwest regional?
I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make sense. There's 300 million people in America, and there's fucking 7 billion other people elsewhere. Why does America get 75 qualifiers and everywhere else doesn't?
Gets 2. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, that could have been my round.
The Burly Strongman has put another one saying, break it into 3 mini shows, start to finish, make it watchable for the crowd. So have like 3 days of just, you do a 1-day show, maybe?
I don't think that's a bad idea.
No.
I think the way they run it with the finals is, if they were to do that on over 3 days, I don't think it would quite work, because they've got this like the cut and then the finals. Unless you had, your morning and afternoon was your competition, and then you've got your cut, and then a couple of hours later is your finals. Maybe that could work. It'd be a long day, but it could definitely work that way. I think it would be really cool to see it done the way the PSL do, where they just take 2 classes, 1 for the men, 1 for the women, and they have, like, let's say 3 different shows. So the 105s and the 80s, the 90s and the 73s, the 64s and the under 80s, and they just have their own completely separate day in the calendar.
Yeah, they do all the same events, their own separate weights, separate days in the calendar. Yeah, that could also work.
But then it's a question of booking venues and costs.
Yeah, it's finding venues that are happy to.
I do think we need smaller venues, though, man. Like, I don't know how big this one in Ocala, Florida is going to be, but the last one was far too big for what it was.
Yeah.
Like, great size competition floor, but we didn't need 10,000 seater stadium, did we?
No, not at all. So yeah, there's definitely things you can do to make OSG a little bit different and
bring it to the UK.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's number one, because we have more fans and they are less separate, less divided.
You were on with Iron Edge Pod.
Ken Nowicki.
You spoke with him and you said straight away that fans will travel in the UK a lot more consistently than, obviously, look at Natural Strongman UK's, Natural Strongman Europe's, both of them quite big crowds for the amount of athletes competing.
Yeah, for sure. And then that would also solve the problem of too many athletes, because half the Americans wouldn't come.
Yeah, because they'd be looking and go, well, I've qualified from coming third, and out of 3 people in this event, is it really going to be worth spending
like
$2,500 to go? So Osh_B_lifting asks, enhanced athletes, are they looking at Natural Strongman and thinking, shit, I should have waited?
Yes.
Do you think there's any enhanced athletes not doing that?
Yes, I have had conversations with others. I won't say their names because the comments they've made haven't been particularly nice, that have suggested that Natural Strongman is of no particular standard and that it's not the path. However, it is the highest standard for natural athletes. I think the standard's fantastic.
Highest standard with testing in place.
It is. Way higher than WEIR, for example.
Yeah.
It's the fastest growing federation, and it's the fastest growing federation for a reason. I personally wish that had been around when I started. I would have loved to have done Natural Strongman because their shows are so good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could argue that the standard is higher at OSG. That's fair. That's a fact. You've got your outliers. You've got Mason Cup. You've got Camilla Fogagnolo. You've got your outliers.
Yeah.
But in general, the standard of athlete at OSG is higher than the standard of athlete at Natural Strongman Worlds. However, they're not getting booking tested, so it's obviously going to be that way, as much as the enhanced games tried to prove otherwise.
They could take whatever they want and do whatever they want.
Yeah, and I think the only way that...
And even then, the enhanced games was only allowing things that are tested and safe, like deemed safe for human use, where there's plenty of things people can be taking to enhance themselves that are not deemed safe for human use and just deemed as experimental use. You can still buy, you can still access, and you can still use, that will give you benefits.
And I think with the way that natural strongman are going, I see natural strongman taking over everything. Because let's look at the biggest sporting event that we have, which is the Olympics. The Olympics is a tested federation. Yeah, you can argue that fucking everyone's taking gear, whatever. It's a tested federation. That's what it is, all right? And the only way that strongman could ever seek to break into that is by being tested. Because you can't all of a sudden introduce the Giants live athletes to
not at all.
The Olympics, because then everyone's going to fail the test.
Yeah.
And if they don't fail the test, they are going to get fucking ridiculed for why their testing isn't working.
Yeah.
Because obviously, all of us are taking gear for the most part. Again, obviously there's exceptions to that rule, but
absolutely.
But that is, I think the testing side of it will eventually make natural strongman the biggest federation in the world, and I think it's brilliant. I would love to have competed. Obviously, we're heavily involved with them.
Yeah, but even then, I am heavily involved as an athlete as well, and I always enjoy the shows.
Yeah.
I am really looking. I've seen that lineup that they've announced for Worlds for the one times, and fuck me,
pretty tasty,
I'm
isn't it?
Forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Top 5.
So yeah, I think the ones that aren't looking at natural strongman and being jealous are the ones that are kind of in denial, thinking, "Oh well, the natties aren't as good as me."
Yeah.
When in reality, the natties are competing against the natties for a reason.
Yeah.
That's just how it fucking works.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking that. One more question from Chris_Strongman UK. I'm assuming this means the Giants Live Classic and not the Gary Lee Classic.
It could be in the Gary Lee Classic.
Predictions for the GL Classic. Who wins? Any records broken? Now, I've looked at the events.
Okay.
I think there's only one event that really records could be broken in, and that's the Webster's Stone Carry. The rest of them, I think the records aren't going to be really looked at. They're just going to be people trying to win those individual events.
What else have we got?
So you got, I believe, Circus Press Medley. Yeah,
I mean, it's a good event.
It's a good event, but it's
like a record, really.
It's not something that realistically you can break records in because of the way it is. Castle Stones break a time record on that, but you're not getting a weight record or anything. That is the wrong show. Post so much about other show, the same shows. So many times. Circus Press Medley, Webster Stone Walk, Axel Deadlift for reps. So again, you can break the rep record, but it's not really the same sort of thing. Conan's Wheel, you could break a distance record, but then again, it's subjective to weight, subjective to where the weight is according to the pivot point, all that kind of stuff. And like I say, Castle Stones.
Yeah. So yeah, as you
it's only really the Webster Stone Carry that you can see someone breaking a record, and even then, is someone going to be bothered to do that?
And also, nobody cares because it's the Webster Stone record.
Yeah, it's not really anything.
So we're going to say
no records broken.
No records broken. Or I'm going to say the Webster Stone record gets broken. Why not?
Okay,
fuck it.
Yes,
yeah,
sure. The lineup is Mitch Hooper, Rain O'Neill, Lucius, Evan Singleton, Andre Foytu, Paddy Haynes, Pavlo Cordiaca, Matthew Ragg, Adam Bishop, Andrew Flynn, Nick Guardione, and Josh Pataka.
Mitch Hooper wins.
So Mitch Hooper's going to win.
Yeah. Do you think Reno will have a worlds-like performance at this show, or do you think he will be shit like he was at the Rogue Invitational?
I think he might be shit like he was at the Rogue Invitational. I just think he's better suited to those longer events.
Okay.
I think you saw him at the Strongman World Tour Finals last year, and he really didn't perform well.
I think he placed 7th. I could be wrong.
Yeah, compared to him winning Worlds, he went from winning Worlds to
you would expect if you win Worlds, you automatically become one of the favourites for the show, don't you?
Yeah,
every show.
Obviously, the way that they do these Giants live shows for the general population, everyone will be looking at him and going, "Who the fuck's that guy? And why is he being invited to this?"
I definitely think there's good events there for him. Obviously, he's very good at deadlift. He's actually very good at stones. I know he fumbled the stones at the World's final, but I think removing the element of having to walk the stone to the platform, I think he's actually really good at stones. I see him being good at the Conan's Wheel because he's, I think he's got that gas tank in him.
He's someone who would just grit and bear it.
And he's probably going to be pretty lethal on the Webster stones. He's not particularly good at circus dumbbell.
Yeah.
He's generally not great at pressing at all.
Yeah.
So that'll be one where he loses points. But I think he could have a good performance from Reno at this one.
It just depends on which Reno turns up. And obviously, if he gets fucked over by how close together the events are.
The Giants live shows run so quick, man.
Fast.
Like, the thing is, right, you don't get it. Like, when I did that show last year, I was fucking dying in the back off the yoke. And then they called me out for log. I'm like, bro, I can't breathe. Can I breathe? I'm like, no, you're up. But then I got there, I got round the front, put my sleeves on, which were crushing my arms to bits, and I had to wait fucking 10 minutes for them to finish chatting on.
Someone random. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was rapid, man. It's a whole different ball game, those shows. They are brutal.
Yes, indeed. Just looking at how long we've been going for. 29.
That's probably fine. Do you want to pick a? We can pick a subject.
Pick one subject, but the one that's a little bit popular at the minute anyway.
Yeah.
That I sent you. Josh's spoke about today.
What was that? Oh, the belt cleans.
Belt cleans. Yep. Do you think belt cleans should be banned in weight class strongman?
No.
Why not?
I don't think belt clean should be banned in any strongman weight class or not. I think you should just be allowed to belt clean. It's just part of strongman. It's just
the same thing. Strongman's always been that A to B kind of thing. Weight goes from floor to overhead. How it gets there doesn't really matter. I know they've brought in safety rules of like balance the log on your head anymore.
Yeah,
which is fair enough. Because if you've got a really heavy log and you bring it down onto your fucking head,
you could break your neck.
Yeah, you could break your neck. You could crush yourself. There's a lot of things that could go wrong with that. But other than you're not really at risk of massively hurting yourself with a belt.
Nah, not at all.
So I think it's just people being a bit.
I don't know where this is. I don't know where this has came from, because as far as I was aware, the only people banning it in weight class strongman was Ultimate Strongman for like Ultimate Strongman World, Ultimate Strongman Europe. So they're the only ones that do that. Nobody else does. So
I think the Aussies do it.
Well, they didn't for naturally aspirated.
Did they not? I think the year before they did.
Right.
So I was speaking with Matt Roney, and he'd said that they weren't allowed belt cleans the year that last year building the worlds. But don't know. But yeah, I'm on the page of just let them fucking have it. It's like the people who are like, oh well, split jerks on strongman.
I hate that so much.
Like, come on, just because you're not technically proficient enough to do one.
I think Ellen's doing a comp that have banned split jerks.
Really?
Yeah, I think Manchester's have banned split jerks. Right, like, come on, right now. Looky here. The only people that are banning split jerks are the people that can't fucking do them.
Yeah, it's the people who are too fat, not explosive, or not technically proficient enough to do them.
And people just don't want to learn how to fucking do it, frankly.
Yeah.
And strongman is evolving as a sport. Get with the fucking times, all right? Split jerks are allowed, push jerks are allowed, power jerks are allowed, belt cleans are allowed. Stop being fucking bent. And don't ban these things from your fucking local shows, man. You've got novices and intermediate athletes coming through your local shows, having it drilled into their head that these things are fucking bad for the sport.
See,
Stop doing that.
The only thing that should be banned from the sport is fucking sumo.
Well, yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Unless it's like power stairs, because that's sumo.
Yeah.
Or have you seen that like deadlift, that hingy deadlift thing?
Yes.
Where you attach yourself at each point.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's sumo as well.
Technically, yeah.
But yeah, just on a regular deadlift,
regular
sumo's banned.
Yeah. But that's the only thing, and that's literally been like ever since.
Speaking of sumo, there was the biggest ever deadlift in powerlifting completed this week.
Yeah.
By Mr. Dan Grigsby, who already had the record at like 483, I want to say, something like that, 481, 43, it's something around that area. So Dan pulled 500 kilos.
Oh, was that the video you sent me?
Yes, it is, yeah. The problem is the referees were so excited that he was going to pull 500 kilos that they gave him the down command whilst he was still like below the knee, and then he tried to finish the rep and couldn't and put it down, but he'd already been given the down command. So when he put it down, they gave him 3 white lights, and it was fucking diabolical. So
maybe they were blinded by the shine off his head.
Do you know, I feel bad for Dan, because Dan would have wanted to have been given red lights for that rep.
Yeah, he would have wanted to be, if he's going to break a record like that, especially such a big number, you're going to want to do it right.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to get it from like a technicality or like people getting excited and yeah.
I feel bad for him, but then I'm also quite glad this has happened, because this just blows the whole sumo debate out of the water.
Yeah.
Because I see so many people commenting, Colton Engelbright's got the best deadlift in the world. No, he doesn't. Hafthor Bjornsson has the best deadlift in the world. And that will remain that way for quite some time, because Colton is fantastic, unbelievable athlete, absolutely fucking freaky strong, but he can't deadlift that much weight. Sumo is not well, it is a deadlift, but it doesn't count.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, well, he pulled 520 with straps, sumo. Bro, right, that's not a competition lift in any format.
The amount of range of motion on some of the sumos, especially when there's that much bend in the bar, that like, it just, there's no Or range of motion?
It's not even the range of motion that's the thing. It's the position. It's like your torso position and stuff. Like if you can wedge into the bar nicely with a nice upright torso, it's just so easy. Like I used to pull sumo. I pulled 365 raw and it was really fucking easy. I used to come in week on week on week and I'd be pulling 330 for triples like paused because it's fucking easy. I can't even do that now, conventional. I can't even go to the gym now and pull 330 for a pause triple conventional. Now, in a suit.
Yeah.
I can't do that now, and I'm way stronger than I was then. But literally every week I was just hammering out fuckloads of heavy sumos because they just create so much less fatigue. They're so easy in terms of like your position and your levers. Yeah.
So, from all of that, just ban sumo. Don't ban anything else.
Yeah.
Because you're a bitch if you do.
It's fine in powerlifting, though.
Yeah,
it's allowed.
If you want to pull sumo, go to powerlifting.
Like
and deal with all of their really shitty rules.
If I was to enter a powerlifting meet, I'd probably pull sumo.
Gee.
Super gay, but you know what? It's going to add like fucking 60 kilos to my deadlift.
Just 60?
Possibly more. No, I'd say 60.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Fair enough. But like, strongman, just let it be. Like, stop being petty little bitches.
Stop trying to ruin the sport.
Who was that? Those Black Market supplements or something who used to, he would always go on about no split jerks, and it's just like, man, just because you can't split jerk.
Yeah.
Like, just let people
I can't
split
remember
jerk.
what this thing was. Yeah.
Especially as like lighter weight athletes, like, let them do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like I used to rely on things like split jerks and push jerks for axle and log. Yes, I've built the strength now to be able to push press very similar to what I can jerk, but that's just because I've not attempted a heavier jerk yet. And I think 140 is my max split jerk on a axle.
Yeah.
140 is my max push press on an axle.
For two.
For a double.
You probably could have done 3.
And I probably could have done a third. So if I'm push pressing that fucker, every time I was doing split jerks, I did split jerks for 130 at England's, did 3. The hardest thing about it was the fucking cleans. Every single split jerk at 130 was probably RPE 5. You're just going to see so many more big numbers, and it just looks cool, especially when you've got smaller guys split jerking fucking insane weights.
Yeah, it's impressive as fuck, especially when you see a nice split jerk on the log, because log is more difficult to split jerk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big it is.
Absolutely. Like, it's just something really nice when you see like a good split jerk. Like, you look at it and go, you can tell that person's practiced that.
And strongman's about
like
being...
no one's going to come in and like just do a split jerk like that. Like, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes discipline.
Exactly that. Strongman's about being a well-rounded athlete, and you know, you've got to put your time into the things that are going to be beneficial for you. So yeah, you can put your time in. Of course, you should always put your time into strict press and push press, always, because they're useful accessories for split jerk. But if you choose to put your time into split jerk, that's time that you're taking away from something else because it's an important skill for you to learn. And some people just aren't willing to put that time in to go back and be shit for 6 months until they start getting the hang of it. And it's just something that you need to do. And yeah, not every athlete will be able to do it. So, for example, John Else is fucking 700 years old, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to split jerk. Or if he is, it's going to be like half his max.
It's going to
be really low.
Effort for him. He just doesn't have the power to be able to get under that bar in the same way. So
it's not applicable for everyone, but these are skills that you should be putting time and effort into learning and becoming a better athlete.
Typically, it's people who have seen people beat them in a comp with a split jerk, and they go, "Oh fuck it, I'll give that a try." And they try it once, and they're like, well, "That's fucking shit. I couldn't do that. What? That's just bullshit. That they've cheated better than me." That's just the attitude they take. They don't take any time. As an example, my client Jack said to me, he's having a bit of an off season. I want to learn how to split jerk. After 2 weeks, he's like, "These are shit. I fucking hate these. I can't do them." And I was like, "No, you've said you want to learn them. We're going to persevere." He managed to get a bigger split jerk.
Yeah, PB'd his overhead. Yeah, with a split jerk.
PB'd his overhead on push press, and 4 days later, PB'd his overhead on split jerk.
I think split jerk also works as a nice accessory for overhead because it allows you to manage a little bit more weight, and it allows you to get that weight, dip and drive with that weight, and stabilize that weight overhead. So I definitely think it has lots of uses outside of just being great in competition.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know who the fuck's just
let's put the split jerk one to bed, shall we?
Absolutely, yeah.
Allow split jerk, stop being fucking gay.
And allow belt cleans, stop being fucking gay.
Yeah, that as well, yeah.
One more.
Yeah, go on, one more. What have we got? Here's a good one. This is a really good one. Right. Okay, people referring to the reference, you're here to have fun, not to worry about where you place. That sounds like the birth of participation trophies and safe spaces in one of the most brutal sports on earth. Thoughts?
That's a hard one because it depends on entirely what you're doing the sport for.
Yeah.
Because some people are generally just doing it as a bit of fun.
Yeah, or like an outlet for their mental health and things like that.
Yeah, like I get it, and strongman is brutal, but like if you want to be pushing yourself and like you want to be a competitive athlete, having that attitude of I'm just here to have fun, it's not the right attitude to have.
No,
like,
certainly not.
You want to be kind of brutal with yourself of like, I want to be better at this. What went wrong? Why didn't I do well on this? Why didn't I do well on that? Is it this? And being kind of hypercritical of yourself. And I always find I'm quite hypercritical of myself for things. Like, I'll message you and go, oh, this was fucking shit. And you'll watch it back and go, no, it'll look fine. But like, you've got people who know that they're doing it just for better physical health, better mental health, something to do with the mates. Like, I don't think we should be diminishing those people who are doing it for that as well. Like, if they're going in and entering England's for a bit of fun, then it's maybe like, are you entering England for a bit of fun, or is that just your way of saying that you didn't do as well as you wanted? You're disappointed with yourself, but you don't want to admit it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like novice competitions,
do the beginners comp, a novice comp,
then it's fair game. I certainly wouldn't run a comp and give out. I know these just kind of.
You don't want to be giving out like participation.
No, absolutely
trophies.
Not.
Going out and going, everyone gets something.
Yeah,
I know when King of the Stands did prizes for every event, so that more than just the top 3 got something, but it was still for people winning events. It wasn't just like, oh, I think you did really well on the Dragon Eggs, you're going to have this prize.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally the people who fucking won.
Yeah.
Or it's not a participation trophy. Again, it is genuinely like, you've done well.
Yeah, and that encourages people to put in their best shift, even if they know they're not going to win the comp, but there's an event that they're reasonably good at.
Yeah.
Then, it encourages them to put in a good shift and see if they can come out of the competition with not only whatever experience that they're looking to get or whatever good time they're looking to get, but also like something physical, a physical reward.
And in fairness, going back, first comp I ever did, I had no kind of idea of what really I was getting myself in for. It was genuinely, you approached me and said, do you want to do this? I said, yes, that sounds like a bit of fun. Something a bit different. I've seen it on the telly. I give it a go. Never did I think I was going to go in there and be on the podium.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd turn up, have a bit of fun.
And I think if you get that little bit of success, it then changes your mindset on things.
Yeah.
Because the same thing happened to me. I started winning local shows and then I was like, right, okay, I'm pretty good at this, actually. I've beaten everybody in my kind of region. Like people that have been doing this for years, I've gone in on my first comp and I've fucking rinsed them.
Yeah.
I wonder what I can do. And then you go to the next thing, and then you go to the next thing, and then before you know it, you're top 5 at England's, podium at England's, whatever, and you've kind of become that competitive athlete, which you might not have been before, you might have been before. But yeah, I think it depends. It depends on the person. If you're up there wanting to be a competitive athlete, like you say, you probably won't have that mindset because it's pretty fucking bent. But otherwise,
if you're having that mindset when you want to be a competitive athlete, you're cheating yourself out of gains, essentially.
I think so, yeah.
But if you are someone who life doesn't just revolve, like if you've got a really busy life, but you still want to do strongman, you're not going to be someone who's going to be able to be hyper competitive and really good in these shows. But you still want to do it and still have fun doing the events and still have fun learning things. That's half the battle. Meeting new people, seeing friends that you've seen at other comps. Like, it's all a social aspect, and it's the same reason people go and play 5-a-side, same reason people go play Sunday League football. Like, there's a competitive element to it, but you don't have to be winning all the time. You still want to have fun.
You still want
you don't want to go to a comp and not have fun. Like, if you're saying that you're going to a comp to not have fun, I'd be thinking, like, why the fuck are you doing it? Like, as much as it's to win things and whatever, you still want to have fun.
I think it's level dependent, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you work better when you're having fun.
Yeah.
I generally don't have fun at comps.
No.
It's like, don't speak to me. I'm here to do this, and then I'm going home.
That's probably my mindset.
Well, your mindset worked very well at UK's. We need to just keep that. To be honest, every time I've been the commentator, I was speaking to Cara about this, every time I've been the commentator and not the coach, you've done really well. And she was saying she thinks there's pressure because I'm watching. Whereas there's no pressure. I'm just watching because I'm there and I'm involved. But it might well be that. There you go. A world's I'll be the commentator again.
No, I don't think it is that. Because I'd come second in England's.
Yeah, but you still had a decent day.
Yeah.
It was still a pretty good day. It was just Rob was a little better on the day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just do what you did at UK's at Worlds. That'd be great.
Be a better athlete, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that as well. You are bigger now. You're definitely a lot stronger now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having fun is totally fine. But if you're expecting to be a top-level athlete and just have fun, then it's probably not going to be the right play, is it?
No.
Sick.
Yeah. I think we've done enough waffling this week.
Probably, yeah.
Bit of everything, random bits and bobs. I think it's been all right.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you made it this far, we do appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Send it to your friends. Send it to your grandma. Grandma wants to watch it. I know you think she doesn't, but she fucking does.
She really does.
She does. So go ahead and do that. And we will see you on the next one. And don't forget, guys, stay strong, stay sexy,
stay soapy.